Hey, this is really Robin, and I haven't done videos in a while, but there's a lot of things that I wanted to cover, and I'm going to try to sum it up as quickly as I can. So, let's first go back. I got to kind of backtrack. Okay, so uh, I'm going to start with the Kobe and his daughter, and of course, that's really a heartfelt thing. And as a parent, and with the husband and children, I cannot even imagine how that must feel. And I'm very, very sorry. I like everybody else, was very shocked, more or less, and saddened because anyone passing is, is a saddening event to me. It doesn't really matter who it is. But what I want to say about that is because I've seen all the overwhelming worldwide reactions and people took it to heart and people just immediately, hey, we need to make Kobe the symbol of the NBA and and that's that and I was like, okay, um, I'm pretty sure some of my people, i.e., black people, felt the need to, you know, get on that and say, well, we should do that. And I'm wondering, and I'm like, okay, why are we not so firm and intact and want something like, why don't we have a Marcus Garvey day or birthday or something like that? Or why don't we insist that our black heroes, people who have done things to try to advance our race, why are we not that, selective and pushy and things that happens to our people on a large scale, we're not that moved where we're going to, sign a petition and we're just not going to have this because I haven't heard or seen a petition yet about, we insist on these killings to stop. I mean, like protests or march or whatever, which, since the 60s, we've been marching pretty much for the same exact reason or same exact thing. And that doesn't really get anything except people arrested or things may get out of hand. Why not, have a petition change.org where when police do anything and I don't care to violate anybody, any person of color's uh, rights, that they will be docked their pay automatically off top. This is not something we're voting about. This is not something we're compromising about because I really don't believe that these people need training. I believe that the difference is the psychosis. And what I mean by that is you notice that for the most part, they know how to engage and indulge each other. If the person that they have the violation, the ticket violation, speeding, whatever, if they are the same color, they know how to talk to them. Whether the person gets irate, act ugly, yell, scream, whatever, whatever, they know exactly how to handle each other. And that's because they're not going to hurt each other, pretty much. But they will hurt us without a problem. Largely because psychologically they've been doing it. So this is centuries. We're talking about centuries where we've always been at the disadvantage and we could never say or we could never do or we can't get them back and all of this different kind of stuff. So psychologically, that which is happening, which has been happening for centuries by the police, Patty Patrol, whoever you want to call them, has been systematically done to us as people of color for centuries. The only way it's going to stop is if we do something different. Marching and protesting never stopped people from getting killed and things of the sort. So, if we go to change.org or if all black people make a worldwide petition, pretty much, that police worldwide, pretty whoever, we don't care, you're in violation of a person of color's rights, it will immediately affect your pay. We don't care about whether hey, and if it's going to affect your pay, then maybe you'll think about what you're doing. If it'll automatically get you fired or suspended, if it'll automatically get you demoted, if it'll automatically get something. See, this is what we need to be motivated and moved about. See, we're so into entertainment instead of education. We need to educate ourselves and look at the history of what has happened to us over and over and over again. And insanity is things happening the same way over and over again, and you expecting something different. If we don't do something different, things are going to stay the same. So, no, they don't need training, because why would you need training with how to treat another person? You wouldn't want somebody to do your grandmother, your daughter, your son, your sister, whatever. And I'm talking about just, your grandmother walking to the corner store, or just walking in the grocery store and she's assaulted by people of color who are the police. And there's nothing you could say and there's nothing you could do. It's just, oh, well, what it is. And you chalk it up as a complaint and that's your business. The point is, why do you need to be trained on how to treat people when it's very simple? I don't want to treat somebody like I would not want my parent, loved one, daughter, cousin, auntie, whoever to be treated. No one has to train you for that. That sounds idiotic and foolish. Every time they screw up, it's always, well, they need more training. No, they don't. What they need is something immediate to happen to them. Body cameras, doesn't matter. They still can get acquitted or whatever the deal is. And people of color are left to suffer and try to figure out what to do, or they got to go into retreat, or now they're scared and they can't go to their jobs, or they can't function because psychologically this has damaged them. Why should I be damaged about somebody who should know how to treat somebody? Don't take a job as an officer if you have bad nerves, you have anger problems, you have thin skin, you just can't handle stress. That is the last place you need to be. You should not be interacting with the public if you don't know how to take when somebody's mad or angry or whatever. Because let me say, by right, centuries of a right, people of color have the right to be pissed off or have an attitude when you just roll up and pull next to them and look, let me see your license and all this different kind of stuff. Nobody have time for that. You don't do that to your suspicious looking counterparts. Need I remind you, European or white or Latino or whoever you are who feel like black people are we the hoodlums and you just need to use excessive force when it comes to us? Let me remind you, headlines, these are irrefuted facts. It is your people, people with pale skin who look just like you, who are committing these mass shootings and stuff. How do they slip through the cracks? Why y'all not hard on them? Y'all don't even know how to pick them out yet? That's your people. They look just like you. You don't know when other people are in danger because y'all supposedly know each other so well. But mass shootings keep happening. And you guys are the ones who, or people who look like you, are the ones committing it. I don't understand how you don't know. And then if they did do it, oh, well, they must have had a rough childhood or such and such or whatever. We've had centuries of fuckery at the hands of European people. We have not had a century, a year, a month of worldwide therapy and healing. How do you have the nerve to get upset? Y'all the ones who wrote the history. Y'all was glad about saying what y'all did and conquered and invaded and did and whatever and took from people. That's y'all history. You cannot possibly feel uncomfortable or upset because somebody's reminding you of your history that y'all saw fit to write for everybody to see. See, it's not my burden to make you feel comfortable. You people are the ones who have killed, slaughtered, raped, and did everything unspeakable you can possibly do to people of color. But you're looking at us like we're savages? Please, knock it off. As far as this black on black thing, let me go ahead and put this to bed for y'all. Since black people have been brought to this country or have been here, because some of us were here already, that's true. But as far as y'all using the black on black thing, let me remind you, you have written down historically wars that you started. There's no black people that went and started wars. Y'all fight each other. Y'all have killed each other. Worldwide, you all try to dominate. It is in your history. If you don't believe it, look in the tombs or the pyramids in Egypt. Look in the pyramids or whatever, wherever you can find pyramids, stones, and look and see how many times people of color have documented or etched in stone about war. Probably be few to nothing. But you all have gone everywhere to conquer, to kill, to maim, to take over, to do whatever, and y'all ain't stopped yet. Now, let me get it together. Telling you the truth about you as a European in your history does not mean that I hate you. Let's get that out of the way. You cannot get mad at the truth. You can't hate the truth. Y'all wrote the history. You were all too proud for us to learn it. It is still in the textbooks today where y'all try to switch things up now. But it's you all who are the savages. Everywhere European people have gone, there's been a loss of life in masses. So if you all have a history of conquering and killing and all of this different kind of stuff, how dare you throw up, well, what about black people killing other black people? Pales in comparison, although we should definitely be ashamed of having to kill each other or whatever the deal is, because me personally, I do not feel comfortable with having to kill someone unless it's in self-defense. Now, just because I'm pissed off you stole or robbed from me or whatever, no. But in self-defense, or if you have sexually assaulted myself, my son, my daughter, my loved one or whatever, something like that, you have to do something really, really like to make me angry enough to say that, well, you need to be gone because there's nothing good about me. But other than that, no. So no, when we look at each other, people of color, there is no reason that nothing should be talked over. This gang stuff and killing each other over the streets and what color you're wearing and all that stuff, that is the dumbest shit ever. You know why? Because the streets and sections and territories you're killing over, they've been here before you were born and they're going to be here after you're dead. So what is the actual sense? This is my territory and this we rolling 60s and we 121st and whatever else the hell y'all talking about. People, please. People of color, it's time out for that foolishness because guess what? We definitely need each other and we need each other in numbers, and we're not going to have the numbers we need if we got too much hatred for each other. And we can't learn how to love each other, and we can't learn that to strategize in order to come up and to get past all of this foolishness. We need each other. That's it, point blank in the story. We need each other. If we don't look at each other in love and realize that we need to have more patience with each other and how to deal with each other better than what we have been, it's going to be a problem. Nobody else is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. So many of us over time have become assimilated and we've taken it to heart. We want to chase the bag and all that stuff. So if you have the bag, because keep in mind, they will never, ever let you get on their level to have such a thing. And to the saying goes what? Too much that's gained, much is expected, pretty much, more or less. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but to the person which greatness is given, much is expected in return. You're not given a lot or the bag or the land and all of that different kind of stuff. I mean, people of color. When we get to a certain point where we think we got it made or we successful or whatever, it is our obligation to turn to another person of color who does not have and who's struggling and who's trying to make it. And you are supposed to give them help. You are your brother's keeper. Yes, we are. I don't want to hear all of that other foolishness because that assimilation got your head messed up. We lived with each other. We were not irritated by each other and oh my God, and this person and trying to outdo each other and all that foolishness. That came from being around the Europeans. That is not of us. We are not even born like that. If you don't believe it, there's tribes. Look at the tribes. Nobody was trying to outdo each other. Whatever everybody had, goats, chickens, pigs, whatever, whoever had whatever, and whatever talent they had, if such and such could help do this and this, they got together, they helped build each other huts, and they did water irrigation, and people did stuff together, sweetheart. Not because, oh, well, you stay over there and I stay over here, and I brought me some hill figures and you have Gucci and all of that. That shit is ridiculous. It really is. You putting more money into a European's pocket. I won't wear Gucci. I won't wear Prada. Look at these red bottoms or whatever. Not a black person own that. That makes no sense. You're going against what we're trying to do. If we are actually trying to build, stop spending your money with anyone who does not look like you. We cannot build ourselves or our community up if we keep giving our dollars to other people. We trying to sit and fit in. Let me explain to you why it sounds stupid. Let me give you a scenario. I've been kidnapped. I've been held captive for about 5 years. And suddenly my captor uh, slips up some kind of way or whatever. And somebody sees me and realizes it's me, I get released and set back, whatever. And then he goes to jail or prison. And so now they're asking me and I'm having a press conference and all of this different kind of stuff. And it's like, well, what happened? What happened? Well, I was 12 when I got abducted, and at first, every other day he raped me and sodomized me, and I got pregnant a couple of times, but I lost the babies. I got beaten and whatever. But I mean, he didn't really mean to do it, and because he explained to me over time that he had a really crappy childhood, and that's really not him as a person or whatever, and I just feel sorry for him, and I just want to be, I mean, we kind of got close eventually, and because eventually he stopped beating me. He let me eat at the table with him, and I was able to take baths, and he apologized profusely for the things he had done in the first couple of years, and I think he should be forgiven. And I know a lot of people will be like, "Damn, she dumb as hell." Like, so he did all these things to you in some kind of way. You find sympathy for him, and you want to be friends and all this. That's how black people are when it comes to white people. We trying to find out, or we trying to forgive or block out all of the bad, traumatic things they've done, not to us as poorly and as badly as they've done to our ancestors, but they've done it for centuries. That's centuries of raping. They don't even want to acknowledge, except to put it in a book about slavery, but they don't want to compensate you. They want to pick seeds with, it's too many of y'all, and how are we supposed to give you reparations, and how, whatever. First of all, everything, y'all are so braggadocious, everything you did, y'all like to log it down. So I'm pretty sure you can go find in the archive somewhere land that y'all stole from people, and who you stole it from, and how many people y'all killed, and where the mass graves and all of this stuff, acting like this is new news to us. These people keep accurate records of everything they've done. So let's start there. What you say, you don't have no money? That's great. You know what you do have? A fucking land you stole. So let's start there. You can give that back. But no, well, what I'm supposed to do, I don't give a damn what you're supposed to do. That's not my problem. That's not my concern. What you're supposed to do is You're correcting the wrong. Well, my grandparents, I didn't do that, whatever. Yes, you are. If you are still reaping the benefits, meaning you are still living on the plot of land that once you find out your grandfather, great grandfather, whatever, robbed, stole, threatened a person and to kill them if they came back on their land, and then nothing moves you to say, you know what, that's wrong. And I need to give these people back their land. I need to give this person's descendants back their land. I need to do something. Penance. But you, well, that ain't got, yes, it does have everything to do with you. Because there's plenty of people who need land. There's ways that you people can give back reparations. That makes no sense. I mean, you Europeans who've stolen or taken or finagled almost everything from almost every other race of people. Y'all have killed almost every other race of people, and you have the nerves to tell black people, pull yourself up by the bootstrap. You've never pulled yourself up by a damn thing. You've only gotten what you've gotten with force. Force. Anything that you've acquired has been stolen, or there's been a war, or that's all y'all good at is killing. Correcting your problems? No, you're not very good at that. It must suck to be you. Again, let me go back in and say this again because, you know, saying what you actually did, what European people actually did to people of color, somehow translates to hate speech. Guess what? I didn't write the history, you all did. So, when you all wrote the history of slavery and the things that you've done to people of color and to make pictures of lynchings and to sell them as postcards, I think that's beyond hate. That is savagery. To do such a thing and then to make money off of it. Now, when you can show me a picture where there's a bunch of black people that's standing under a tree of a couple of white people hung and got their babies and their kids and they pointing up to the person and they done cut his privates off, or this pregnant woman they done sliced her stomach open and the baby's dangling and whatever. When you show me people of color that have done those kind of things to Europeans, maybe we can have a discussion. Maybe. See, black people didn't go to Europe, Britain, France, Ireland, and take a bunch of people and shove them to capacity in a ship. I'll sell them to whoever, the highest bidder. And while they were on this terrible ship, well, we put y'all in slots, you know, like cubbies, like, you know, when you're in kindergarten, you have little cubby holes. So we stuck y'all in there, chained to each other, one on top of the other, and we didn't let you out for recreational reasons or anything like that. When you had to piss, you just pissed on the person that was unfortunately underneath you. When you had to crap, you did it on the person underneath you. Uh, if a female was on top of you and she had a period, well, all of that came and went on you. Whatever it was, we just did that to you guys because, you know, we couldn't possibly, you know, we had no thought process. We were not compassionate people. See, that never happened. But you guys did that to black people. And I can't understand if it's historical facts. In essence, when somebody's recounting the facts or recounting that history to you, how could you say that's hate speech? It actually happened. Do you feel like the person who documented it, why do you think they kept accurate records of it? You see, black people were kept as property. You don't think that they need to be compensated for that? You don't think they need all the breaks in the world? You don't think that because we were like chattel slavery, we were like cows and horses and things at one time. There's a whole bunch. You talking about affirmative action? I don't think I really need affirmative action. I think as a person of color, there's a lot of things I'm entitled to, and I shouldn't be taxed for. I shouldn't have to pay for it. I shouldn't be, just because the color of my skin. That ought to get me in a lot of places. Anywhere I feel like going to enjoy myself, I ought to be able to go. Permanent discount. You couldn't possibly pay us back for the lives you've taken, family members, people you've destroyed. And traditionally, it's trickled down. And just like we are still trying to recover from post traumatic slavery, y'all are still acting as if y'all are the plantation owners, the overseers, the whatever. Y'all refuse to. You see, we are in a country. There's not uh, people of color that makes up this 1% that runs the government and everything else. There's not a black person that's big pharma that makes the rules and the laws and all of that different kind of stuff and could throw money at government to get their way and pass all of these uh, pills and commercials of new stuff coming up every other day, and it's supposed to cure one thing and then it's giving you 10 other problems. I mean, people of color don't own those things. You do. European people do. All I can tell people of color is this. First of all, the bag chasing stuff is too much. It's too much. That's not of us. That's not of us. We took care of each other. We cared about each other. This foolishness, this mind frame we're in now, me, myself, and mine, and I got to look out for me. No, no. We that's assimilation, and we need to let that be where it is. Those are for those people. There's not for us. I also got one thing I would like to ask people of color. Could you imagine the possible utopia we could be in if we were never ever introduced to Europeans in such a savage or vicious way? Could you imagine? That's what I think a lot of you need to do. Try to imagine. Just close your eyes and meditate for a minute and try to imagine a world that slavery never ever happened. That white people were not that greedy and not wanting to be so dominant and hateful and wanting to just have everything their way. Could you imagine that? Because that's what nature intended. You know what else nature is? Nature is actually the God that they're trying to tell you about. Nature. Because you see, nature has a funny way of reminding us that it runs everything. We don't. Let me also remind you of this. You see, they try to tell us that, oh, well, Africa's undeveloped and all of this different kind of stuff because we choose traditionally to live in nature. We can do certain things, i.e., the pyramids. It didn't have to become a metropolis, but nature was not that far off. They use nature on the natural event or the natural way things happen to light the pyramids. It was nature. That's what we knew. That's what we studied. We knew about nature. That's how we knew how to make light or electricity without this that they have now that is completely destroying not only the people, but the earth, period. Everything, if you think about it, if you notice things that European want to do or say that they're experimenting or trying to find out or whatever, it almost always involves destruction. You think if we have Aboriginal people that this earth would be in the shape it's in? If people of color or the original people ran everything like we did before, these people felt like, oh, you know what? Y'all are taking too long. Y'all going too slow. And that's boring. And let me just do this and whatever, whatever. See, they take your kindness for weakness. This is how people got conquered for being hospitable, for allowing them to come and keep you company when all the while you're thinking you're being nice and hospitable, but they're sitting there and they're trying to figure out what's going on in your house and oh, how do you do that? And they acting like they just don't know anything. Can you show me how you did that? How you did? They're taking notes. Yeah, yeah. They are so like just weak. They don't know how to do. Let me give you an example. And I know I'm all over the place because just so much, just pops into my mind at one time. But I'm originally from New Orleans, and there's a famous voodoo priestess, Marie Laveau. Everybody knows, written fact, historical fact. Now, I'm sure she was one of the few of us that was able to hold on to the traditional beliefs and things that we did to heal ourselves and heal each other. But European people wanted to know, oh, well, we need a gree bag, or we need to know how to do that and put a spell on this person. Can you cure this and can you do whatever, whatever? As usual, they always look to us for answers and help. Um, and I'm sure she went ahead and helped and did whatever, whatever. Now, long story short, if she would have known that they were taking the craft and trying to figure it out to commercialize it, that European people were telling black people or people of color that, oh, that's so bad, and oh, voodoo is bad, and you can't do that, and whatever. But Christianity and Catholicism is great, good. Because you see, you're worshiping them. You have to let go of your traditional stuff and anything that looks mystical and, oh, see, they were scared. We had no business being scared, i.e., voodoo is what helped the people of Haiti conquer Napoleon in the Haitian Revolution. If you didn't know it, look it up. So, when I went home a couple of months back to New Orleans, I said, you know what, let me just walk through the French Quarter and go to, these places that's voodoo shops and everything that's voodoo, whatever. I didn't see hide nor hair of a person of color. Only white people. Now they're voodoo priests and priestesses. And, they've harnessed the skills and they're casting spells and they're doing whatever. Now keep in mind, these are the same people who told you that was bad. Don't do that. That's horrible. That's evil. That's of the devil. Perfect example of the switch and bait. They want to take something from you and trade it out for some uh, fakery, some trickery, some foolishness to get you to give up your tradition or what should be held near and dear to you. And so they have a lot of black people still brainwashed and oh voodoo that's bad and oh that's gonna hurt people and that's gonna kill people and whatever whatever. No, that's what they told you. You think by now after being free from slavery, like seriously, people who have done the worst, the god awful worst to black people, why would I want to be friends? Why would I want to live around you? Why would I even want to act like you? That's assimilation. I want to be like my oppressor. I want to be around my oppressor and whatever, whatever. And no, 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 no. This is not hate speech. Because I'm not saying any of this out of hate. These are all facts. Prove me wrong that slavery didn't happen. Tell me that white people didn't disembowel, hang, rape, starve, break people's teeth out of their mouths if they didn't want to eat or whatever. I mean, come on. Stole people. and brought them into slavery just to make a buck. If none of those things ever happened, and I'm making this up to cause a disturbance, then you have a right to. That's hate, and she trying to cause a. No, no, no. You can't. I'm gonna say it like this: you can't throw the rock and hide your hand. So a European can never sit and tell a black person that they're hateful or they're mean or this hate speech and what you can't. Not according to the history that y'all wrote down. You can't. You should not. You probably need to stop. So I don't get into deep conversations about hating white people or whatever. Because I don't hate anybody. To be honest, I don't. It's a waste of my energy. But I will tell you the truth about you. And as Europeans, if you all don't start realizing factually that you people have the most horrible history that's ever been recorded, and you need to start changing your way of thinking and start doing some stuff differently and stop looking at everybody else and saying they're your problem. You are your own problem. If somebody of color is saying, i.e., me, the truth about your history, it's called hate speech. Then you want to block my video, you want to take it down, it's been deleted, and all of this different kind of stuff. Why? Why would you want to take that? Then, if that's the case, and you can't stand to be told the truth about your history that you wrote down, then you need to go in the libraries and start pulling books that are telling the truth about what you all did to races of people. Not just black people, y'all have fucked over different races of people. Can't take y'all nowhere. Anywhere you go, it's death, destruction, or disturbance. But some kind of way, with the trickery that y'all do, y'all have people of color thinking everybody need to keep their eyes on us. We the troublemakers. We the ones who do too much and whatever, whatever. That's really ridiculous. Y'all are the true savages. Y'all are the greedy people. And y'all are the ones who don't have a problem with, before y'all even knew about us, y'all didn't have a problem with annihilating and wiping each other out. Y'all still don't have a problem with killing each other. Mass shootings all the time. Y'all don't have no problem. Wouldn't think about it twice. Y'all are taking y'all reign of terror every corner of the world. Nobody is at peace around you people. If you see something you want and you can't have it, you'll take it. Y'all still do that to this day. But you villainize other people. Let me give you an example. When people started going to Egypt and trying to figure out how the pyramids were built and all this different kind of stuff. And let's send in a group of archaeologists, literally white people. Guess what? If you couldn't ask the elders who were in that area the questions that you needed to ask, you damn sure wouldn't have been able to stick a shovel in the earth and try to figure nothing out. Y'all were comfortable going to Egypt, going to Ethiopia, going to anywhere y'all felt like going, excavating and taking whatever you wanted, and then you came up with, oh, well, we're going to put it in museums and get paid for it. Y'all stole that stuff. Return all of that stuff. See all of that stuff that's underneath the Vatican and all that stuff from different countries, different eras and all of that stuff? Y'all have no right. If those things belonged originally in Africa, you should have left them there. Let those people open their museums. Let people get some money to go over and to view what they have. Don't steal and then go spacing stuff out and sending it to this people, or whatever. Those things belong to people of color. Give them their things back. You have no right. But y'all so comfortable with doing it, y'all got a whole bunch of people fooled. Oil, that's natural. That belongs to the earth. That came from the earth. So wherever you got it from, it is not automatically for the government. The government that's for the people, by the people, because if that was the truth, Guess what? Government, the people would have the revenues off of the oil. Remember, look at when the levees broke. Remember when uh, Garland Robinette, news reporter, former news reporter, Channel 4 New Orleans. Hey, we don't need FEMA. We don't need any money or whatever because the oil and the refineries and stuff in Louisiana should be giving the people the money anyway. Louisiana could be one of the richest states in the United States. But that's if capitalism wasn't reigning supreme. So guess what? I have an idea for y'all. With this capitalism stuff and all of this different kind of stuff, guess what? You can get anything you want without spending a dime. Yeah, that sounds stupid. You know why it sounds stupid? Because that's some of you people who've never heard of bartering. Look it up, but I'm going to give you a short version of the vocabulary of bartering. That means you see something you want, and you bargain or trade something you have with the person who has what you want. So let them determine what you're trying to trade, if it's a value, and they'll give you whatever you want. But you see, a lot of you gotten your mind so twisted into this foolishness, this assimilation, and ooh, that ain't worth nothing, and that ain't worth whatever, whatever. Anything you get, sweetheart, darling, shoes, cars, clothes, whatever, depreciates. Anything. So with that being said, there ain't nothing you got that's more valuable than nothing I got. But we all live in excess, and that's the problem. Excessive spending, excessive wanting, excessive obsessiveness for material things. That's not us. People of color, that's not us. If you will find the most loyal, humblest people who don't have a damn thing. Those are the people I would rather be around. Not the ones that's brain all effed up because they keep looking at TV and seeing, oh, this is a bling bling here and such got a $20,000 watch there and all of that foolishness. That don't make you happy. They have billionaires, lonely. Marriage all shot to hell. Children can't stand them or nothing like that. They have all the money. You figure they should be happy. Can't be. Money will not buy you happiness. At all. So why are people still doing it or whatever? Mental reasons. A lot of things mentally. But that's my spiel on wanting things. And I started off, like I said, with the loss of Kobe and his daughter, which was a heartfelt thing. But I wanted to say that I felt like people of color who, oh yeah, we need to change the symbol, feel that strongly about everything and anything that's for the betterment of the treatment of your people. Start writing and trying to do petitions for that. You don't have to march. Write it down. A police officer out of line, yeah, you losing your job right on the spot. We demand it. We want your pension. Discharging your weapon around people of color for no reason, using excessive force, which y'all do almost on the daily. Y'all will be flat broke around here. Wouldn't hardly be none of them on the force. You see, if there was a repercussion for things that are being done towards people of color, see if there's a repercussion. That's the thing. See, we need to have repercussions. Not the, oh, well, no, we don't need to do that. We don't need to, maybe they might get indicted. They might bring murder charges against whoever and all this different kind of stuff. This is plain as day. That's what I thought of. To whom much is given, much is required. That was the saying I was searching for. Which means all of this money that people chasing and, oh, Jay-Z is a billionaire. Who gives a fuck? There's a whole community in Brooklyn, Queens, wherever. Get together and get some affordable housing. Go buy the block. It should look like on Coming to America. Akon went into his homeland and made Akon City. Come on. Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of this different kind of stuff. Houston should have a whole beautiful layout for people of color. If anybody who made it to get all of this money and all of this different kind of stuff, and you not, your community or where you grew up at is not looking better, what's the point? It's you, yourself, and you and your family, and that is not of us. I don't care who said what, and y'all can get mad as a goddamn hatter. It doesn't matter. If I take and get money, I don't feel comfortable, or I couldn't sleep if I know they got my people of color homeless. If they got billions of dollars, how much money you think they need to put up shelters, whole living areas for people who have it hard out here? There shouldn't be a homeless goddamn person in no city if all this money around here floating like that. Don't follow other people and get the me, myself, and me syndrome. Everybody wants to get out of poverty and get themselves together and get to a better living place. But those who have it better than the rest of us, you are obligated. That would be just as stupid as saying that you don't deserve some of the freedoms that you have unless you got whipped 50 lashes like our ancestors had it bad. But y'all appreciate what they went through. You got to get 50 lashes. Pull your shirt off. Let me show you. You have to be humiliated to the degree that our ancestors have been humiliated in order to appreciate not going through that. Wouldn't that sound stupid? That sounds just as stupid as people sitting, well, I had to hustle to get mine, and I had to do, and I had to do, and I had to do. Everybody can't do. The system is set up like that, that everybody can't do. You know that, I know that, every damn body know that. Because if all of us was able to do, we all wouldn't have this poverty problem still. It's people's refusal to think and keep letting the government, the state, the city, and stuff make complete asses out of us. That's how it's supposed to go. It's been like that. That's shit. It's been like that because nobody bothered to change it. Nobody bothered to have a real dialogue about it. Black men, let me talk to y'all. Nobody has it worse, and I know you might not believe it, than a black woman. It's very disheartening because a lot of men don't believe that. But let me take you down memory lane. You see, it was a black woman that during slavery time that had so much taken from her. Her husband, her children, her dignity, her body, everything. And mentally, she still had to hold it together. She loved you and the children so much that sometimes she didn't mind putting herself in danger or letting Massa have his way or having such and such a, just so she can keep her family intact. A lot of us still have that. So yes, mentally and emotionally, we need to be healed. We don't need to hear men disrespecting us, bitches, hoes, wanting to fight, and all of that different kind of stuff, and trying to, disrespect. You don't disrespect your woman. You shouldn't disrespect any woman of color. Any woman of color shouldn't want to disrespect herself. But I'm just letting men know. If you find it hard to get a job or something like that, you might go out and you might hustle, sell a little dope, whatever. See, a woman could have a job. She could be doing housekeeping work, doing whatever she's doing. But guess what? You know what the secret thing that she would never, almost never want to tell you as her child, her boyfriend, whoever? All black women have had to give themselves just to feed the children, just to pay a bill, pretty much do whole work, sacrifice their dignity and their integrity, even the ones in the church, but they won't even let you know that. Or they'll try to keep it a secret. But at the end of the day, you're a woman. Yes, you've had to make some compromising moves to get your change up. Some like doing it just because they like sex or whatever the deal is. But for the most part, women, black women, have had centuries of people of any color, the white man. Now y'all are doing it, but you're just forcing yourself on a woman. Now y'all stealing women for sex and putting them on. That's ridiculous. We need men, our black men, who we love to know and be protective of us. Don't hurt us. We understand how hard it is. We're the last people you need to run away from. We're the last people you need. Oh, you nag, you bother, whatever, whatever. No, we want to understand, but if you're not talking to me and you're just going to do some fuckery, I'm not going to understand what's going on. And that's going to piss me off. So when you say, oh, she do his bitch or whatever, guess what? When someone is hurt and they try to express it to you and you keep shutting them down, it turns to anger. You, the black male, you're the same way. If someone hurts your feelings, you're immediately mad. And you feel like as a man, I gotta protect myself. I gotta, no nigga gonna talk to me no crazy and halfway or whatever. That's because your feelings hurt. So you feel like you gotta get a gun, a knife, you gotta shoot, you gotta do whatever. Learn how to control your feelings. It's okay to be mad, but it's never okay to kill each other. It's never. Most things can be talked down with a conversation. Women, no, we cannot be attacking black men and making them feel like shit and they can't do nothing and oh you whatever, whatever, and you bitches and whatever, whatever, because we're angry. And I get it. Women call men punk ass bitches, suckers, whatever the deal is, because they're mad because they're hurt. We, black women, black men, need to learn how to deal with emotional and mental hurt. And we need to deal with it together. That's the only way we're going to get through a lot of things. We get, just inject ourselves, women, I'm still on us. Somebody else's business, ain't got nothing to do with us. Because I've had this happen to me. So I'm in a cell phone store and I'm asking how to get some information off of the phone by, and I'm asking the people to tell me how to go about doing it. So this sister comes in. So she's waiting for the next person, I guess, to get to her. But she's, for whatever reason, is jumped into my business or the conversation that I'm having with the workers to explain to me, how to go about doing it or whether they can or cannot help me retrieve this information. So next thing you know, I hear on the side, because it's just outside of the two workers, it's just myself and her in the store. Child, she trying to get her old man or information and getting her boyfriend information. I'm saying, excuse me? You better talk to them. Don't be talking to me or whatever. No, what are you talking about? Now, you see, this is what she didn't know. First of all, she didn't know anything about what she was talking about. But what I mean is what she didn't know. She didn't know if I could have just had a bad day. She didn't know if I was mentally unstable. She didn't know if I had a weapon on me. Any of that. I have no idea or what reason why this woman just jumped into my conversation and then she really got, extra because I said, excuse me. And then she wants to tell me I don't need to address her. How about you didn't need to address anybody because nobody was talking to you? And let me tell you, you remember if anybody's ever looked at the Boondocks and you remember when they made the episode called a nigger moment? That was my nigger moment. Because let me tell you what she didn't know. That because she pushed my button, she didn't know that I was literally waiting for her outside the store. I had all kind of things planned to get her in all kind of trouble. From uh just anything. But she was lucky I'm a rational person. She's lucky that I sit and I think, okay. She didn't have a right to say anything to me. She was petty, she was extra, foolish, whatever her problem is. But she literally could have had her life ended. Just with that. We as women need to reach out and see each other in love. See, I wasn't a threat to her. Matter of fact, I wasn't even talking to her. I wasn't even bothering her. But for whatever reason, she felt the need to interject in a negative way. I could have made that escalated. I could have took out. She wouldn't even know because see, she was, all of this, and whatever. See, she was so sure in herself. Me, I'm the type of person that, yeah, I kind of, for the most part, I think out what I'm saying or what's going on, or I try to figure things out because for the most part, I'm always on my guard. Obviously, everybody isn't, but like they say, you got to pick your battles. Obviously, I have no idea what she was thinking about. But my point is this: when we see each other, women, black women, women of color, always be complimentary, always be uplifting, always show love and share love. Not only to each other, but when we see a brother, what's happening, brother? What's up, King? What's up, God? Whatever. However you want to uplift this man or what have you, feel free. Brothers, same thing. You want to see women receptive and smile in whatever you're saying or whatever, try to be more uplifting. Try to have a smile, eye contact. Oh, you look very nice today, sister. Not too much because you do have some that's extra sensitive and you don't know if they're going to, oh, he tried to talk to me, girl. Ain't nobody got time for. No, you don't want to do that. Just, greet them as if you're talking to your great aunt. You can't go wrong with that. But my thing is, we have a whole lot of learning with how to get along with each other, to heal ourselves and to heal each other. Because we can't expect anybody from the outside to heal us. If you got a therapist and they're not a person of color, you need to find a person of color. You see, I've thought about a lot of things over time. And you see how this, let me use for example, this gay agenda. You see how, oh, everybody's pissed off if you don't go along with it and you're homophobic and all that stuff. You know what that's like to me, which I liken it to? I bet. I'm willing to bet. You see, the black people or the people of color who did not want to do integration under no circumstance, I bet you that's how they felt. Granted the history of slavery, I have a right to want to exist with my own like people, and nobody should make or force me to. And I could see that on both sides of the thing. If white European people felt like they wanted to stay to themselves, that should have not been something that should have been forced on them. In hindsight, people of color, we look pretty fucking stupid, the ones who wanted to go along with this integration shit. And I'm going to tell you why. We are the ones with this diabetes and heart rates and all of this stuff so bad. But guess what? We could have been healed and all of that different kind of stuff if we'd have had our own hospitals. Had we kept our own hospitals, they would have known how to treat us directly, not with big pharma and all of this different kind of stuff, meaning we would have kept to our traditional healing and medicines, which were all natural. Think about that. If we'd had our own hospitals, if we would have kept our own schools, we would have known more about W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. See, none of everybody that were our heroes or historical, we would have known more of our own history if we would have kept our own goddamn schools. Now look at us. How good do you think integration turned out for us? Because I really don't see the big, I don't. You can live wherever you want, whoop-de-doo. But personally, me, I feel like I should be at my safest with my own people. I shouldn't be concerned or worried or troubled and worried about getting hurt or robbed or nothing done to me. I should be able to exist amongst my own people who look like me and not feel threatened or anything like that. Imagine that. Think about that. Because we had that. Do you know why there was the bombing in Tulsa? It was the same reason why things got shot to hell in Rosewood. Because we were living so good around each other and with each other that white people got jealous. Oh, they have more than what we have. We don't. I can't. I don't like that. That's the problem. That's always been the problem. That's why people think we can't stick to ourselves and build for ourselves and do to ourselves. Oh, you know, all they gonna do is they gonna see what we're doing, and then they gonna come and they gonna tear it down, and they gonna do. It's. I mean, it's like European people have a pattern, a track record, a history that if you and I, we know if we're in relationships or you in a relationship with somebody, you know they constantly lying, you know that's what they do. You still gonna want to be bound? They putting your life in jeopardy. You still gonna want to be with them? They're stealing from you. You still gonna want to be with them? That's how this thing is. White people have not let up and gave us space. Go away. Let us breathe. Let us heal from all the centuries of all the fuckery y'all have put us through, the mental and physical trauma that we have been exposed to. If there is no healing, how in the hell you expect people to operate under normal conditions? We don't know what the hell normal is. And if black people don't start thinking about that and realizing that, y'all gotta wake up. Come up out of this goddamn fog. Let me give you another point that you need to pay attention to. When they tell you, oh, you want to live the American dream. Now, I don't know about you, but in order to dream, you got to be asleep. So if you say, yeah, I'm trying to get a part of the American dream and all this stuff, that means you're sleeping. Wake your ass up. That don't have nothing to do with us. We don't know a lot about ourselves. It is abnormal to follow your oppressor and take on the characteristics and the things that he or she wants to do. It makes no sense. That means you're psychologically lost. You're confused. If you know, just like I know, we've undergone slavery. That's the trauma. Now you go ahead and tell me, pick a time. Show me when we actually got a chance to mentally and physically heal from it. Right. Thank you. That's what I thought. There's no, what is the norm? We don't know what the norm is. You want true peace and tranquility, yes, it does start with us. Starts within you. But if you've been hearing the same, you have to unlearn to relearn some things. There is so much people of color that we have to unlearn. I look at so many things every day differently. These people, and I mean Europeans, are so proud of their fucked up ways of thinking and their conquering attitude, and we're number one or whatever the deal is, that they make y'all feel stupid for not wanting to pledge allegiance to a flag that don't have shit to do with us. A song written about black people being in slavery. And just because they took a verse out, and well, I feel patriotic, fuck that. Y'all can't be mad because people of color are finding out the history behind these things and feeling like, you know what, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Fuck that flag. Don't be mad. Understand it. There's a reason for it. You cannot be mad. That's another thing that Europeans are trying to force on people. The history does not coincide with that. You cannot force a flag on me that y'all flew over y'all people. For y'all doing stealing, killing, wars and stuff, they ain't got nothing but blood on that damn flag. Now, why in the hell would you be wanting to stand and give a pledge to that? To a nation that was built upon death, destruction, and force. People of color don't have no reason to stand for that. They shouldn't even say no pledge. Now, let me ask you, if people of color have or would like to pledge allegiance to a red, black, and green flag, and there's an anthem, would you all feel comfortable saying it? Probably not. You know why? Because I don't have a damn thing to do with you. That means we would understand it because it makes sense. So, people of European descent, get some sense. Black people or people of color do not have to. I mean, that makes no sense. Everywhere you go into a car dealership, American flag. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. How about no? Where's the red, black, and green flag? Where's the Cuban flag? Where's the Honduran flag? Where's the Ethiopian flag? I mean, if you catering or you're selling the product to anybody who can be from anywhere, then you should represent them all and have all different types of flags. Why isn't that happening? Oh, because you're in America, so what? America is filled with people from different countries. So if you want everybody to feel welcome, put up flags from everywhere. You know what another thing is that upsets me? So, and I'm going to say this again. Just like I don't hate white people, I'm only telling y'all the truth about you. This next segment is about the gay people. I don't hate any of y'all. Matter of fact, I have loved ones who are gay. But what I don't agree with, and what nobody has to agree with, you forcing your gayness down my throat. If people who feel like murdering people are not forcing their psychotic views on people, why do you get to force that on me? See what you want to do? Being gay, that's your business. That means I should know nothing about it. That's literally what that means. That's your life. You want to live it. That's great. Like I said in the sociology class I had years ago, once you open that Pandora's box about gay people and agendas and rules and laws and all that stuff, well, then watch all of the other abnormal acts that people want to do be pushed on other people. So the people who like bestiality, who love screwing animals or having animals screw them, you know why it should not be pushed out into the forefront? Because that is abnormal. That goes against nature. There's nothing right about it. So it's not about making nobody feel uncomfortable. You have to put things in perspective. You can't ignore nature. Nothing can be created without a sperm and an egg. There was nothing ever created out of two sperm being put together. There's nothing created out of two eggs being put together. There's a reason for that. It's called nature. When you try to force something abnormal into nature, guess who wins? Nature. It always does. Nature does not conform to man. No kind of way. Nature does not change because man feels uncomfortable. That doesn't happen. Gay people, I don't have a problem with you. My only problem comes in when you feel like it's your right to force that on me or my young children or my grandkids or what have you. You don't have a right. Just like somebody who wants to go around murdering people does not have the right to force that on other people because that's their thoughts in their mind. They want to do harm or hurt the people. Do they have a right to do it? They don't. That's something in their mentality. It's abnormal. Transgender is abnormal. That's against nature. Yes, there are people who are born hermaphrodites. Nature designated that. It could possibly be that man's tampering with natural process of things could also have caused people or a person to become a hermaphrodite. Because we all know man has this thing that he has to do experiments on everybody every chance he gets. So we're polluting the water. We're putting chemicals that shouldn't be in the water to see how people are going to react to it. You know what that is? That's abnormal. Putting chlorine in the water, abnormal. Fluoride, abnormal. So if people are upset about that, there's no need to be upset because while you feel like you have a right to be gay and all of that stuff, what you do, I have a right to also say that I do not agree with it. I have a right, and also I have scientific fact that it's abnormal. Two people of the same gender can never naturally procreate. It will not naturally happen. It is against the law of nature. That's it, cut and dry. And what pissed me off in the sociology class when this topic was brought up was there was a European. Well, uh, because I see it, it's like the civil rights. No, 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 no. It is nothing like the civil rights. You see, when I was born black. There's no choice. It wasn't mental. I didn't think about. Nobody thought about what color they wanted to be. It happened. That's nature. Now, with this thing that now they're trying to, oh, well, people are born gay. I'm going to go ahead on and give y'all some facts on that. No, nobody's born gay. No, there's not a gay gene, but there is such a chemical called atrazine, which may have chemically been introduced into the drinking water, any prenatal vitamins your mom had to take while she was pregnant. So, yeah, those things should be researched. But 9 times out of 10, once they're researched, they probably will not release that to let you know that no, you're not born gay. Because you see, the agenda is to mentally fool you, to make you think and feel comfortable with abnormality. I will tell you this, and mark my words, nature will correct everything. It's not normal. Now, let me move on to the latest thing I'm hearing about uh, Dwayne Wade's son wanting to be called Zaza, and they're talking about entertaining surgical procedures to make him a girl. Now, if nobody thinks that that's some kind of child abuse, I don't know what's going on. Because doing anything like that can affect this child's life for the rest of their lives, and it could affect their lives negatively, that's abuse. He's 12. What would he know about gender reassignment and all of this different kind of stuff? Because at 12, at a heterosexual child or a regular child shouldn't be talking about sex anyway. Shouldn't know nothing about any of that. I mean, you can speak to them about sex, but my point is, gender reassignment sounds psychotic. It's just psychotic. It doesn't make sense. If that's the case, and this 12-year-old child has that much say so and knows unequivocally about his body and what he wants to do, give him some driver's license. Let him start driving. Better yet, why don't you give him $500,000 and let him go do whatever the hell he wants to do with it? Because you know what? He's so sure he wants to be a girl. So he should be doing more adult things. Let's not stop at just cutting his pee-pee off and making him be a girl, because he wants to live his life like that. So if he knows unequivocally without a doubt he wants to be a girl and he wants to have this surgery, you should go ahead and give him half of your money. Let him go ahead on and do what he want to do. Give him a call. You might as well put him behind the wheel, 12 years old. You see, if all of that sounds stupid, sounds just as stupid as talking about gender reassignment surgery on a 12-year-old child who does not know the basic things about life yet. I would respect it if you said, hey, son, I hear what you're saying, but you know what? You're too young for surgery. If it's not something that's threatening your life, if it's your heart not about to give out or something like that, you're not having surgery at 12. There's no way. That's I'm not doing that. You have a lot more growing up to do. Wait until you're 18. Then you can figure out if that's the right thing. Because suppose you do this gender reassignment surgery, this child wakes up at 16, has no PP, decides that, oh, that was a mistake. How are you going to reverse that? Didn't think so. So you know what? Yeah, you shouldn't do that at 12. He has a lot more years to grow. He has a lot more things he needs to learn about. And having a feeling and all of that stuff is one thing, but like everything else, and you've been told this too, just like I was when I was a child or a teenager, oh child, you'll grow out of that. That's a phase. And it might very well be a phase, but guess what? It could be a very costly one if y'all go ahead and do surgery on a 12-year-old child because of what he said. Like I said, if you want to see how sure he's very certain he knows what he want to do, give him $500,000. See what he's going to do with it. Give him a call. Let him go driving. He's 12. He can do whatever he wants to do. Might as well. I mean, because this is crazy. It makes no sense. So that's my thoughts on a lot of things. And surprisingly enough, I mean, I went kind of long, but. So thank y'all for watching. Give me some feedback. And It really doesn't matter whether your comments are nice or whether you understand them or whatever the deal is, because I've always known that nobody can tell me anything that I can't tell them back. So whatever. But you know, again, thanks for watching. And when I make these videos, it's mostly to share my thoughts and opinions on different topics and subjects, um, which I'm entitled to, which everybody's entitled to. But yeah. So have a good evening.